It's a suburb of Ann Arbor.
All right. So we are live. We've been live for a minute because Eric was having troubles and we were telling funny stories. So I figure, why not? So it's supposed to be live at 7. Why not just do that?
Why not be live at 7:30?
We're actually probably early compared to our usual delays, but
yeah, maybe.
Here we are. Chaplain Lightyear. Oh, shit. You're watching on the speaker at work? Wow.
Brave man.
That's brave.
That's very brave.
Brave man.
Brave.
Give that man a fucking raise.
When we start talking about dog penis and stuff, because it happens every time in this campaign.
Lipstick.
Woo. Okay.
By when, you mean now, right?
It's Randall. It's Randall, Dan.
Oh, it is Randall. Yeah, he's got his
I thought you.
Hey,
no,
dude.
He said for work. He's got the speaker.
That's my other son, Jason. Randy.
Amazing. Well, hey,
my
Randy,
brother.
what's going on? Hi to your crew there.
Fucking nerd.
So
Domahos.
nice. All right. Evernote's running. Click OK to. I love this. Evernote just sent me a message. It says Evernote is running. Click OK to close it. I'm like, I wanted it open because that's where my notes are. So why don't you just go fuck yourself? All right. So hey everyone, we were going around, we were talking. So Garrett was building a sand gazebo. No, I got that backwards. A gazebo sandbox.
Yeah.
Like one of these days you need to do a
sheds,
yeah.
burning bonfires.
That is amazing. I saw that
Get
picture.
rid of rodents.
I thought it was a meme that you found, and I realized I'm like, no, that's actually a fire that he's.
That was me on my tractor watching the fire, so it didn't burn the rest of the hillside down.
All hail he who slumbers. James, what are you doing? You're not building a gazebo sandbox. I know this about you. What have you been up to? Tell the truth.
This weekend I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Ooh,
To the detriment of how many other parts of your life?
all of them.
Like, yeah, proper diet, exercise.
Still managing all that stuff.
Are you still feeding the cat, or have you just decided the cat can fend for itself? I'm just playing some
Everything
deal.
is in order. Everything's taken care of.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, I'm glad the cat's fine. I mean, how you're playing a bard?
Yeah.
How many NPCs have you seduced?
None.
Oh, fail. All right. Okay. That's fine. What instrument do you play?
The loot,
Of course you do.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. It'd be cool if you had the harpsichord and you had to tote that fucking thing around with you everywhere you went. Eric, I'll get to you last, I swear to God. Byron, what's going on, man? You're Payne minis. You are writing scenarios. I want to know about Sinister Scenes. I want to know about your latest miniature stuff. What's up?
We just commissioned our first cover art from a gentleman named Edwin Malavy, who you actually met at Chaosium Con.
I think I did.
Stuff for Bridget Jeffries.
Do I remember Ed?
Conservatory? Probably not.
Yeah.
He ate some of our hundreds of dollars of pizza that we ordered at the last second.
Oh, yeah.
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 Nice.
So, Tyler and I just commissioned that. Hopefully that'll be done here in about 2 months. Hopefully we'll have the scenario written by then, or at least worked on some more of it than it already has been. Doing some commission painting. Probably did more painting in the last couple weeks than I've done in the last 15 years. That's really good. Played back into playing Warhammer 40K, played some 10th edition, 5 games in the last couple weeks. Working on some stuff. Nice. Little Chaos Titan. I saw that sword.
Yes.
Mine are painted, Lord.
So this was one that somebody got that was already glued together. So I'm trying to save it.
Oh
Nice.
no.
So
But yeah,
you
that's
just
about it.
described my entire army.
well, they put it together and didn't paint it, which is very hard to do with all the plates and stuff.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I do that
So-
all the time.
Use an airbrush.
But and then also, of course, priming for the next game on Myth Brigade.
Which will be what?
Fall of London.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing some Vampire the Masquerade, the Fall of London, with the Knights Black Agents crew. So that's coming up soon.
I think, and I will
Going
take a
from
vote.
Fighting.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jason.
I'm going to say I will take a vote from those who see this online. We should seriously do that one in an appropriate attire. You got to look evil. You got to look dark.
I mean, I'm dressed up today.
Yeah, that's true. I'll wear a
And then
bodice. I don't
Eric,
even care.
Eric, you didn't see this earlier. This is my mechanic shirt from Goodwill. Just says Eric.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't
I
lie.
mean,
You had
give
it
a
made.
shot.
I'm sort of honored.
He
I
had
think.
it. He had it made in case he had to stand in for you. He needed convincing.
It was close, that Zoom thing.
Nice.
Personality. I can do it.
So I'm pretty excited about this vampire. I've never played vampire before. We've never done vampire on the channel. I kind of like how dark the setting is, so interested to see how that goes. Tyler, what the heck are you
Yep.
doing, man?
I've been playing a whole bunch of miniature games and helping write scenario for Sinister.
Nice.
That's
And
about it.
Bridget Jeffries will destroy you if you don't actually release this thing. So this is happening, right?
Yeah. Yeah. This is
Definitely.
Nice.
Or we're gonna have some really nice cover art that we paid like multiple
Yeah.
millions of dollars.
Ooh,
We're
yeah,
just gonna
yeah,
have a
yeah.
nice piece of art.
So James and I have a scenario as well, and it's fairly fleshed out. It's just a matter of typing the words. Turns out that's hard, making the time.
Amen.
But yeah, we should compare scenarios, and
Absolutely.
if you like ours, we'll sell it to you for $12. One time fee, Byron. You can publish it wherever you want. $12. Evernote's now running really slow, so I'm going to bring up my notes. But all right, damn it, it's unavoidable. Eric, let's talk about your Zoom problem and what you've been up to lately.
Well, it was just a minor problem. Zoom didn't want to update itself because I don't have an account, which I'll create later. But I'll probably forget later, to be honest. But I just got back earlier this week from Ohio, where I took one of my kids to Junior Olympics, and he brought home 5 medals and 2 ribbons.
Holy shit, he's a swimmer. He's a swimmer, right?
Yes, he is a swimmer. Yeah.
That is amazing.
So to get
Where
that
was
from the
it
mom.
at? Where was it at?
Des Moines.
No, you said it was in Ohio.
Yeah, you said
Iowa.
Ohio.
I'm sorry, Iowa.
I was like,
Well, like, hang on now.
It's one of those 4-letter states that share some same letters. And
They're all flat corn.
yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Sorry, Iowa. Yep.
Yeah, they're
That's
all
okay.
flat with corn.
My wife kept saying Idaho at one point. I was like, no, it's not there.
And now you got caught with Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now I got caught with Ohio. Sorry, Iowa. Des Moines, Iowa.
Cool.
By the way, I will tell you that every plane that I was supposed to be on to get there and back was delayed at some point or another. In fact, after rerouting to a different flight to get out of Florida to head that way, my original plane, which was supposed to take off at 1 o'clock, was still there when we left and had been rescheduled to 10 p.m.
Holy shit. Nice.
Yeah.
That's flying these days. I came back from Milan. We were there for work, and I was delayed leaving Milan. Yeah, no, I was over there eating the food.
I was there for the fashion show.
Yeah, I was. I was there in a bodice. But no, so we were delayed. We got stuck at coming back at JFK for like 4.5 extra hours. Our HR director got stuck there for extra day. And not even it's just bad. Happens.
I will tell you the most entertaining one was when the pilot came on the speaker and said we weren't pushing off from the gate due to a mechanical problem. And this came out in a succession of announcements over the speaker. We were missing some screws, and maintenance couldn't get the screws reinstalled because they were stripped. So they had to check with engineering to see if the plane could fly without the screws.
Okay, so there's a certain amount of shit you don't tell people on a plane.
I'd like
Right?
to leave, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me off.
Garrett, do you have a Tide stick in your hand? What are you doing right now?
I had trigger bites.
Oh,
it's a
oh,
bug
it's
stick
not a
there.
Tide stick.
Bug
stick. Got
stick.
it. Okay, everybody's logged into Roll20. We are all here. It's been a while, just because stuff happens. I've been away. My company bought 3 companies since the last time I've run a game, and that's a lot. A lot of due diligence, a lot of questions, a lot of whatever, a whole lot of memos and emails and stuff. So I apologize for being a ghost, but we are still alive, all of us. Eric, I don't know how you've gotten this far in your life without having a Zoom account, and you and I will talk about this next time we go to lunch because I just don't understand it. But you'll have one soon enough, turns out.
Unless I forget.
So I chose not to write an official update because we're still in the moment. So I'm going to need you guys to just kind of remember where we were. I'm going to take you back there, and I'm going to want you to have the same level of, well, except for Blocks Girl, I want you to have the same level of energy that you had in the last session and just bring it, because there was no easy way for me to explain this away. So I just figured, why not? We'll just pick up right where we were. Turning on channel 5, right, there was this situation where a plume of smoke was rising from a gas fire. There was a huge hole punched in the asphalt in front of the FBI headquarters, where obviously Howard, who is something like, like Juggernaut or whatever, escaped. He basically left a note that said something like, check. Hi, everybody. Send this to the dog and the ghost, if you remember. I don't know how, but some of the stuff you said shook something loose in my head. I'm starting to piece it all together now. So he's remembering despite these implants. Clone's in trouble, referring to the Crimson clone, who is known to be able to create copies of himself. I can't stay here. He needs me, so I'm heading out after I find something to eat. But if this adds up, like I'm thinking, I'm going to need your help soon. And then there was all this chaos where he just sort of dropped the camera. There was static, and then he busted out of the facility. No problem. But then, the commentary was, that's not all. While you were packing your jammies, there's been a development in the missing research equipment, meaning some of the research equipment that might be used to create these implants, maybe. It looks like the center's authorization servers received a ping from one or more of the missing devices. I guess they're set up to check in when they start up to verify some kind of license key or something. The signals were interrupted, but not before the machines sent along their encrypted location and configuration data. They're here in Freedom City. And of course, it was an office building just off State Road 4, down by the water where it's nice and scenic. I'm going to ask Garrett to tell me what happened next. Just get us there. Get us there, please.
Well, see, I was parking the van down along one of the side alleys there, and everybody else decided they were going to go in and have a nice conversation. I met a wonderful, toothless lady in the alleyway. I think she was, I don't know, squirrels, mouse, I don't know. Anyway, so I was checking out the side door to see if there was a way we could get in there, and I was like, well, maybe I'll go see what everybody else is doing, and we can do a stakeout. And I don't know what the hell I walked into. I don't know. Somebody with a weird moppy hair was crying and bleeding.
So
somebody else was doing something, and then I had some punk with a camera in my face, and I made him puke bugs.
I actually forgot.
And then Block's girl turned into 1x2 ant things and crawled out, and then we walked out. I don't know what the other ones were doing because they were all hidden in the hoopla with the soy latte boys in their computer IT stuff.
So
I need a beer.
So Red Rocket, What was your perspective on in those moments? So you all kind of trotted in together. There was it's like a WeWork down there, right? It's like a work share environment on the first floor. On the second floor, there's Peak Equity and Sterling Solutions. One's a tech firm, the other one's some kind of finance thing. But yeah, so what do you remember?
I remember us entering the building and talking to the gentleman at the counter for a moment before him and Black Squirrel basically started fighting each other. And then I pranced away to gather information on a computer. Well, she caused problems and handcuffed him to a rolling chair.
And what did you discover? What do you remember that you discovered? I'm sure the internet.
I remember it was like the 5th or 6th floor was under construction recently. And there was also some sort of new tech company that just moved in. They had the whole like building shut down and like had their equipment brought in. So we were going to attempt to find a way to that floor.
Yeah, it was Proxima Mega Host, if you remember. It was like some silly thing. Okay. So then superhero music royalty free sounds good to me. Let's kick in there. So let's see, Mordred. What do you remember about what happened? I'm leading up to a punchline, by the way, Byron.
The way Rocket framed it, it seemed like it was a mutual combat situation, but it was decidedly one-sided as far as the initiation. And as much as the worm behind the desk had it coming, it probably wasn't the right time or place. While that was going on, I was trying to figure out a way inside with the help of Donovan, but came to nothing. And once that situation had cooled down, walked back out front with the rest of them.
Okay. And what's funny, because it was a good long session, but that's pretty much what happened. Spectral Avenger, what do you remember?
I remember thinking that this team was pretty darn dysfunctional, and that there are ways to infiltrate corporate environments. In fact, I used to do that before I became a ghost. Unfortunately, I don't remember enough of my former life to really rely on that. So I pretty much stayed unseen and off to the side, watching the chaos unfold, trying to figure out a way out of it, but it kept getting worse and worse. It was like watching a train wreck unfold.
I think you kept trying to get into the elevator.
And
Yeah.
That was later. Yes, Mordred came along, and the two of us tried to see if we could get into the elevator. But the elevator, it was easy enough to pass through the door, but the elevator still required a key card or some other form of identification to get it moving.
Nice. So the funny thing is, you're like, I'm
And
trying
that
to
was right
find a
before
way
we
out of
stopped.
this situation, and you're like, oh wait, I'm dead. What is it really? All right, so let's picture Byron. The way I'm picturing this is like the real world confessional. Block's girl is in that room. What does she remember? What is she confessing in that little booth on this episode of the real super world? You're on mute.
Probably talking about, the fact that when we first got together as a group and we were trying to figure out, exactly what our roles were and stuff like that. We think we were in a place called Bullseye. I think he probably been on some security cameras and stuff at that point. That the escalation to violence was pretty much spearheaded by somebody named Mordred. And he was cutting bodies in half and stuff. And so I thought that really set the tone for this scenario of like what we were going to do. And so I think my performance in the last episode was a bit minor, really. In retrospect. And, like most teenagers, we get blamed for a lot of stuff that's really not our fault. It's the fact that we're influenced by our elders. Mordred being much older than me, like by hundreds of years, in fact. I thought that was kind of the way things went, being that we don't really have someone who's socially, integrated into society amongst us. Mordred was trying to get some questions asked and stuff like that. And I thought the gentleman was being very rude with not giving forthcoming answers. And his attitude was just, I never met those people. They're just so happy. they're lying. You need to give them an adjustment of attitudes. Bring them down a few pegs. And stuff. And last time I checked, a pair of brass knuckles upside your cranium tends to give you a little bit of an adjustment.
And that's where the camera flashes, right? From the confessional booth to like the security camera footage of this sort of edgy punk rock leather wearing teenager just like taking this guy out from across the counter. And for those of you who want to see what chaos ensued on the heels of that, well, go back and watch a previous episode, please. And then tell me where I got the details wrong, because I've been away from it for a minute. Okay.
And don't forget to watch episode 1, because that's when you really see.
That's where the tone gets set.
Yeah, that's where the tone gets set. You're totally right. You're totally right.
I wasn't here for that, so I'm still trying to be DL.
So what she's saying is that Mordred is a terrible role model.
I'm just saying, before you look at me for my failures, you see what example was set previously.
So the scene comes in that we find ourselves back around the corner in the alley, which Mike Gundy has proven is safe. Like, he's scouted it out. That's where he's parked. You're close by, just on the other side of a dumpster. So people going along the street can't really see you. You're huddled there. The homeless lady is kind of like half passed out down the way. Mike's telling you about his conversation with her. Anyway, so the camera kind of zooms in as you're there. Still midday. There's chaos ensuing. I won't tell you what that's going to be, but what are you guys up to? You've just gathered here, and a couple of you are out of breath from having kind of bolted around the corner. Not a rocket, because that's what he does for a living. What do you do?
Did we get anything useful out of this?
I believe some of the tech might be on the 5th floor, I believe.
Yeah, and I think that guy at the desk is some sort of robot.
Hold on a second. Okay, tell me what the fuck just happened.
Did you bust open a Bud Light? You got a Bud Light tucked into your fanny pack or something?
Oh, it's Pabst.
Pabst. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh no, man! I just found these hard Mountain Dews.
Just a bandolier of beer cans.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
I just shuffle through the empties in the passenger seat.
So some of the jostling, I mean, he just busts this open, and there's just a sort of like, I don't know what color that hard Mountain Dew is. Let's say it's kind of purpley, and it's foam everywhere, and spatting around. You can hear distant sirens, as you might, in a city. You're not sure if it's related.
They didn't call the police on us, did they?
I mean,
what do you think? Did you see those soy latte boys?
If you were assaulted by a woman in broad daylight, you would probably call police too.
Not sure I can live with the shame of being beaten down by her.
To be fair, my name is Black Girl, not Flex Woman.
I didn't say your name.
I mean, you said by a woman.
Black's girl.
All right.
I love this. Okay, so seriously, because some people may not realize. She is talking to a Welsh fucking corgi. And they're standing off with the attitude. Okay.
I'm going to turn on my police scanner and see what their chatter's about now.
Yeah, okay. So you take a second to do that. You hop in, what's her name again? Stacy. Yep. So you hop into Stacy, and you pop on the police scanner. And yourself, just as you're kind of there, your Nokia starts to vibrate.
Uh-oh. What do I got?
Gundy, what the fuck's going on there?
Is that a text or a phone call?
It's a phone call.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out too. I just walked into...
I sent you in for the easier half of this.
I know.
You better be fucking thankful I didn't send you in for the real problem.
They're nuts.
Figure it out, or everything we've agreed to is over. Click.
That your mom?
God, Mordred's such a dick, and I love it.
It's my mom. I'm pretty sure it's your mom too, boy.
You guys are brothers?
Your
And
mom's
your
like
mom?
several hundred years old.
Mine? Oh God, yeah.
I mean, if it's Mordred's mom, it's gonna have to be like, well,
Hey, we gotta talk
we need
about
to get
that.
to like the 6th floor. All
Let's
right?
not be here. I'm pretty sure the cops are coming here.
5th floor.
So the police scanner, there's some chatter. You hear because you're there. You're just, you guys, I guess, are kind of clustered outside of Stacy. He's sitting inside of the vehicle. Sorry.
My head's on the steering wheel. It's got dunk.
Yeah. So he puts it. He flops his flip phone down. Which, by the way, this is kind of near future. So that's his like proper antique phone. He flops this thing down. And there's some chatter on the police radio about a disturbance, but then you hear this negative. It says kind of negative unit 4. Reports were of a frivolous call. Don't respond. It was multiple. I heard it was multiple calls. Are you serious? Yeah, it was some kind of war dialing or something. But don't respond. Roger that. He signs out. You hear the sirens go off. Zzz, on your Nokia.
At least somebody's looking out for us.
Figure it the fuck out. Notice roll for those of you who are looking inside of Stacy. Let's make sure the die roller works. That's why I call for these rolls, is just to make sure that everything is. Oh, hey, roll 20. What the hell just happened? That's good. Why don't you just restart? Yay. All right. I can apparently not.
I think I got mine.
Yeah. No. Wow.
I think
Okay.
I did too.
Rocket, I'm gonna say
Not as good as hers.
you're down next to Stacy, but you glance up in the rearview mirror and you literally read like at an awkward angle somehow, just based on your notice check there. Well done. Those of you who got a 4 or over, wow, who's that? Blocks. So Blocks.
She still has her phone Bluetooth.
So Blocks. Tell me why you received the text at the same time.
Because I cloned his phone.
Write that down.
When he was drunk.
Yeah.
And I'll use my scavenge ability to have a useful piece tool, because it's one of my edges.
Yep.
Much needed piece of equipment, a clone of Gundy's phone.
Write that down, and then tell me because I haven't figured out Garrett's solo adventure. Who have you been sexting with when you're bored?
Hopefully no one.
No. Who have you as Gundy? Yeah.
Oh.
That waitress at the diner.
No, so Gundy's been going
The
to
realtor
this,
that sold you that lady.
this pirate LARP bar.
Or is it the Hatfield and McCoy bar?
No, it's a pirate LARP bar, and he dressed up as Captain Jack Swallow, and I'm gonna get you back.
So mind you, these are things that Blocks has been setting up using your identity. You've not gone and done this, but I'll be checking in with her to see. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let me write that
Every
down.
now and then he goes as Captain Horgan instead of Captain Morgan.
Or Rick Jamerson. Thank you,
If
Byron.
Donovan
Please.
was aware of this, he would be really glad he's dead and doesn't have a phone
Long Don
or
Silver.
any online identity.
Write that down, Byron. That represents
I'm
your
trying.
magnificent role. Don't let me forget it, because these
I
things are
won't.
good.
Don't worry.
Okay, so that's why you know this. But anyway, so you obviously know better than to reveal it, but you're aware generally what's going on here. It's figure this out. Cops are not responding. You hear Rocket, just because you're Rocket. You can hear this guy. He's clearly walking away from the building, clearly on a cell phone or something, and it's like this ambient city noise and, cars going by, but you can hear his voice, and you hone in on it, and he's like, I was even live. I mean, like, nobody cares around the city. I don't even care. I'm just leaving. I don't even like this job anyway. This is stupid. fuck this. And you hear this like, with your dog ear, you hear this like click, 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 sound.
I'm gonna go investigate that.
What does that look like? Are you like, or are you just?
No, I just kind of like peek around the corner
Okay.
and just kind of look around the corner.
Somebody roll me
see who's
a.
there.
Hang on a second. I'll roll it. I can do that with my magical.
Somehow I just quit and threw down a key card.
So, shush, you didn't hear it, Mordred. You're not Rocket. So what has happened is you walk out and literally this guy steps right over you. He's right at the corner, right? And you're coming out to look in the corner. He steps over you and he's just like, yeah, I don't even fucking care. I don't even need this. I'm a programmer. And he's just like, walks away. The guy's like super suave dressed. He's got all the, he's got like this fantastic tech backpack and AirPods and whatever. He did, in fact, throw a key card on the ground.
Why'd you ruin it? I already knew that. But
Yeah. I knew it too.
I'll go pick it up.
Okay. So it's got a sticker on one side for Pete's Hard Kombucha. Looks like something that's seen its share of wear and tear, but yeah, it is in fact a proximity card that would get you into various places. It's got a little stretchy thing, that you can put it on your belt.
Yeah, I'll clip it to my belt.
Okay,
to
that's so weird.
back.
So what you do though, your robot arms clip it to your belt.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
So it's like,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
and it like puts it into the like netting, those like military bags have.
Yep. Got
Yep.
it. Okay.
And I'll prance back around the corner. Like, I got a key card, guys.
Yeah, so to be clear, obviously you guys wouldn't have heard that, and he just scampered away. He didn't say anything to you, so he just kind of like, probably he had to pee on a fire hydrant. He comes back, says something about a key card.
We're going to try to go to the 5th floor now.
How
It's a
convenient.
magic trick.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He was making friends during the commotion.
So was I.
You don't have friends, Box.
Rocket, I'm gonna give you a notice
That's
check.
pretty rude.
Blocks, I'll be your friend.
Or actually, I'll give a general notice check because I'm guessing you guys have a key card, and you're like, yeah, and you kind of hold it up.
Oh, yeah. No, I like point at it on my like bag.
So far, the noticer is the go. Oh, no, I'm not giving it to you, Rocket. Give it to somebody else.
You said general.
Holy Gundy! Holy Gundy!
Stop. That was nope. Just go with the first one.
You rolled 3 times. No wonder you got such a good.
Oh, I see that now.
Yeah.
So,
There was a
like
rapid,
that.
yeah, high
there was a
roll.
rapid click there
Right.
that I didn't mean to.
He's already 3 keystones into a 15 pack.
which is almost like a boot, isn't it? So,
You
all
got,
right.
you got another one?
So, Spectral Avenger, you notice something. There's on one side of it there is a logo for, if Evernote will behave itself, Beacon Marketing. It's like a sticker that obviously was placed on this card, but it doesn't look like the other sticker. It's not, worn and like a fanboy sticker. It's more like an official logo kind of thing.
More like this card belongs to kind of thing.
Correct.
Looks like that guy worked for Beacon Marketing. Is that going to be close enough to get us into the hosting company?
You guys will recall that was on. Well, you probably should recall. I think I said this out loud, but it's on the 3rd floor.
That's close.
How tall is
enough.
this building?
5 floors.
If anything, we could take the fire escape up from there.
Does this building have an external fire escape?
Of course it does, because
It's a
Rocket
5th-story
said so.
building, It has to.
Yeah, that's true.
Still probably need a key card to get into the building.
That's why I said we're going to go into the 3rd floor with this key card, and then get the rest of the way up through the fire escape.
I love this. So you've got these superheroes,
go.
like everybody on the stream. Just picture the
If you
super
wanna
team
go up the
standing
fire
around.
escape-
They're all looking down
Yeah,
at the dog.
at this
like
dog,
talking up to them.
and his
you
robot
wanna
arm
go
is
up
holding
the-
the key up.
If you want to go up the fire escape, why do you need to go into the building first?
Because it's internal.
This is true. You're looking at the external fire escape, and actually in this alley, guys, seriously, it's like right there. It's literally.
Oh.
And the ghost is like, why do you need to? And you all, the super team,
I
just
can't
like,
look up that high. My neck doesn't. I gotta back up.
Dogs can't look up.
I gotta like. I gotta back up. So I like.
Corey's got no
I
neck.
like wiggle my ass backwards. Like. All right, there. Oh yeah.
nice.
I mean, we could just go through the HVAC docs.
That doesn't actually work.
Why doesn't?
Or can't you fly anyway? Why don't you go to the top, Mr. Smarty Pants?
The question we would have to unravel then is how do I let everybody else in without setting off some kind of alarm?
All right then.
Roof door.
Rocket, give me a notice check, please, at -3.
So whatever this is, -3. So 7 and 4.
All right. Well, 10, right?
Yeah, then I don't know how to type in the -3.
Yeah. So,
So it's seven.
okay, I got it. So it's 7.
7.
Yeah. There's this moment where you're just like there and you're just like aggravated. You're just like, God damn, you're like itchy. You're like, ah. And
I'd itch it.
it's worse than you take, and I'm guessing you take your monthly preventative for heartworms.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Heartworms and fleas and ticks.
yeah,
He's got the little wet spot on the back of his fur still.
yeah. It's the robot arms like. So yeah, you just feel like, oh, what the hell? You have an itch.
Yeah, I'll use the robot arm to itch it.
Okay, you do.
So front door, fire escape, or rooftop. Somebody pick one.
Well, the fire escape's right here. I'll need help getting up that.
We can just go through the front door. It's not like they'll recognize us.
It's only been 5 minutes. Totally fine. Yeah, that'd be good. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
sounds like roof.
Yeah. Good times.
The desk guy's probably already got a restraining order on you. So
I doubt it. Can't file one against a minor.
I'm gonna go into the back of my van and pull out one of those hooks you use to get dogs,
Come on.
and I'm gonna use that to grab the ladder and pull it down.
So Rocket, you see Gundy kind of go over, and you said, "I'm going to need help getting up," and he just kind of walks over and grabs his dog hook, and you're like, "Whoa!"
I
bro."
don't leave eye contact with him.
You're like you get the puppy dog eyes or whatever, but yeah,
I stare at him the entire time I walk over to pull it down.
So you do you pull the fire ladder down.
I'll even WD-40 it.
Yeah, there you go. You get it nice and I love that smell.
One of you's gonna have to carry me.
I'll go up. I was like you said, no friends, right? And I just walk past our rocket and go up.
Oh, nice.
the dog.
Why can't we all just get along?
She's a
I
bitch,
used to
dude.
take you to.
Like seriously, your character's kind of a bitch, and I love it. Don't
my
stop.
character has a flaw of.
She's been extra bitchy.
Yeah. She's
I feel like
hangry.
you-
She's probably
was
hangry.
great.
Box girl.
She was bitchy, and that was okay. But she's been real bitchy, and it's been
Hey.
she's been acting out.
Hey, don't judge what. Well, I don't know what day of the month it is, man. Come on.
Moving
I can
on.
tell
So
it's not
she
that
goes
one.
up. So she's like, "No, friends." She starts climbing. You climb the ladder. That's what you do. How far up do you go? You just keep
Roof.
okay. So you're climbing up. Who goes second, third, fourth, whatever?
I grabbed Rocket and started climbing.
Woo-hoo.
That's weird. All right. So you scoop him up. He's heavier than you would think because of all this robot nonsense he's got going on. You're like, oh man, this is not great.
Probably a little awkward.
Yeah. Ghost obviously can float up. Gundy, you bring up the
No,
rear.
ghosts can't fly.
Well, but no, so you climb and slime the. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
Oh, you sound bitch.
Yeah. So you're
Alas.
right. So yeah, you
I'll put my half-drank beer next to the homeless lady and then climb up.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
He's really gonna enjoy that.
Nice.
Well,
Half
may
a
or may not
Pabst.
be some chaw in there.
Oh wow, it's your spit can.
Extra flavor.
Yeah.
As I get halfway up and I, oh wait, ding ding.
Smoky paths.
Nice. So Stacy chirps at your locking the doors, and there's like the sort of like the windows like bulletproof shields kind of. It's like more than just beep beep.
Now it just looks like a windowless white van.
Basically, yeah. So so you make your way to the roof. I'm going to assume for the most part you do so without anyone noticing that really cares enough to stop. So you climb all the way up to the roof, which is the top of the 5th floor. On the roof, there are obviously massive air conditioning units, a whole variety of kind of infrastructure type stuff. There is the requisite maintenance access, little cubicle dealy where the stairs probably terminate. That door is seemingly sealed. There's gravel up here. There's like some weeds and weird, and it's kind of puddles of water. It's sort of like that. What do you do?
Can any of our computer geniuses reprogram this key card to be universal for the entire building?
Who are you asking?
Looking around. I'm just looking around the group.
I could try.
Not without a computer.
I mean, I've got that phone still from that Dr. VILE phone. I might be able to use that.
I'm more of a repair guy.
The one that's in the
I have my.
the one that's
I
in
have
the
my little,
the one that's in
Yeah.
the bag because you're worried that if it comes out of the
Yeah.
bag that bad things will happen.
yeah. I'm not gonna use that though. But remember, I do have like my little laptop or whatever that I carry around.
Sure,
So,
I think it's got
okay.
its bumps and bruises, and thankfully you
Oh,
have
yeah,
Apple Care.
They see you at least once a month. They're like, what do you do to these things?
Let me see your phone.
Yeah, so I think probably that's going to be hacking, not just electronics. So you have hacking.
Can I attempt to assist with electronics?
I would say, yeah, I'll give you a +1 on a successful electronics roll to a hacking roll, but this is very much hacking since you have to have the reader that will authenticate to the card and reprogram it and all that. It's not just a laptop, right? You got to have the
This
you
most
gotta have the
likely
gear.
is not gonna work. Is what you're saying.
I mean, if you were back at the lab, yeah, but
Yeah.
there's no way you carry around like a card programmer, USB
Uh-uh.
connection, the dongles that you would need for your MacBook and all that shit. Like that's it. I'm
Yeah.
just
All right. Cool.
realistically on the roof of a building, probably.
So no, we
There you
can.
go.
But you know what? Let's do this because you're superheroes. If you get a raise
I do.
on electronics use, I will let you give me some BS reason why it works. How about that?
Nope.
Okay, give me a reason why it fails.
Yes.
Okay, so Blocks Girl, you're failing. You're trying to connect this thing with some Bluetooth device that you've got, like the
Yeah,
Square.
accidentally goes to my phone.
Yeah, like a rewired Square credit card reader. Rocket, tell me why it works.
So she used to just beats the shit out. She beats the shit out of her electronics. So I just walk over and like hit it on the ground and like hand it back to her, and then it works.
So there's
Just
this.
to knock some of the electronics back into place.
Yeah, so there's
I
this
only
moment.
throw other people's phones.
Yeah. So there's this moment. She takes your Square reader, which you swiped off of some street vendor years ago, some shit, right? Like or like your salon. You're getting your hair done. You're like, ooh, this would be useful. And yeah, he literally takes it and kind of looks at it and bangs it on the ground and sort of hands it back to you. And yeah, you are able to connect to the card. And what the hell? You're able to create an access token for it. The trouble is, how in the hell do you know how to access the 5th floor and what the 5th floor needs?
How do I know?
Or Rocket?
Well, I mean, Rocket was surrounded.
Rocket hacked the building. I'm forgetting last
hack into the
episode.
building.
Yeah. Okay. So never mind. So yes, I'm going to say. Actually, I'm going to override you, Tyler. I'm sorry, but you're like, oh shit, I was in that system. Hang on a second, man. Let me hop back into the employee portal, and cross-site script my way to the security stuff. And so yeah, you were able to say, all right, well, I can control. Here's the catch: you can control the main doors to the suite. You don't have any context of what's going on inside the suite, right? So like, you don't.
So we can get in and out, but
yeah, sure.
all right.
I love that you're huddled on a roof, like right next to a puddle. Like, okay.
Noisy air conditioners all around us.
Yeah.
We kind of catch some air from one of the air conditioners.
Is one of the air intakes on this building?
It blows hot air, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the air intakes for the HVACs up here?
Yes.
Oh God, I'm making that puddle of water is going to be a little cesspit of something stanky.
Just flood the building.
Just get
gross.
sucked into the air intake.
Tell the stream why that works for you. Tell you what's your power. Remind everyone.
So part of it is being able to talk to and control animals. The other part is biological material like bacteria and viruses and stuff.
That's so gross.
mostly swarms and bacteria. So I'm just
Okay.
gonna hork a goober into the pond and it's just a little pool of water and it's just kind of start turning green.
Oh,
And it's just gonna start to bubble and stink, and it
my
just goes.
audio. Oh wow, I'm back. Sorry, my audio just died for a second. You with me?
That's
You guys
that's
there?
because of what I was saying.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, no. So so this guy with like Joe Dirt kind of mullet just kind of walks over and spits a half tobacco, half lung infection goober out, and it kind of just starts to spread.
I
like
know blocks can be
bubble.
bitchy, but you're fucking gross.
So I'm going to read about a massive outbreak of Legionnaire's disease tomorrow.
Yeah. And, Rocket, obviously you smell it. So, okay, you bubble that and you give it instructions to, you spit in the puddle that's kind of right there near the HVAC where it's kind of drippy and whatever. So that's in flight. And the main intake for there.
Maybe it'll be empty when we get to that floor.
So you go to the
So
door?
I'm just waiting by the door, try
Okay.
to open it if I can, and
Yeah, so you go to the door. The
Can't
door.
you just like shove your longsword in it and like pry it open?
yes, I could destroy everything between here and the thing we're trying to get, but I was waiting for you guys to come up with something.
Oh god.
Every alarm in the building goes off.
Fuck.
I was trying to do things peacefully.
We could probably disable the alarm.
I'm more of a repair guy. I can notice things. I'm a driver. You start talking a hoopla with the plumber's cracks and
Is there a
Dude, that was
Hey,
amazing.
I'm glad I got that in before he put it that
Wow. That was
You'll have
amazing.
to go back and listen to it.
You'll have to
I
go
will.
back and listen to that.
That's fine.
That's a little cherry for the edit section.
Thank you. Thanks for covering for that. No,
I
my
love you, buddy.
I don't even know what happened there.
Yeah,
Also-
you will though.
I looked like I was probably twerking or something right then. I was like over there trying to get my cable straight. So Mordred, you're at the door. The door is in fact locked. There is a prox card contact point there. There is no keypad.
Is there like a pile of cigarette butts around here, like a smoker would come up here and break every 15 minutes?
Give me a notice check. Let me see what you might notice.
Hold on.
I won't hold on.
9.
Yeah. So you kind of look around and it seems odd, but there's one of those sort of cement tables kind of off near the edge of the roof, away from this door. And probably that's where that goes on. There's like one of those sort of smoker stations, right? With the little, little
Around
chimney.
9-ish. Not guaranteed, but around 9-ish.
Says the ghost. Mute buttons, obviously, wherever your Zoom client was there, buddy.
9 half-smoked cigarettes. Man, I'm in heaven.
Yeah. So anyway, so you one thing you do notice is you're kind of scanning around.
Was I not muted?
Nope. You were not.
Weird.
You are not now. But yeah, that's true. It is true. Around 9-ish, if we get there. The one thing that you do notice here is that there's sort of your typical sort of power junction box with breakers or whatever, probably for the AC units, and there's a bit of a curious bit of infrastructure here. It looks more recent. It's shinier, more modern, more heavy duty. Like thinking about the difference between the kind of power junction that you might expect for a house versus like a massive data center. There's like a big fucking box there. And as you notice that. No obvious way in. Oh, that's so cool, Byron. It's like you just pulled a child from the blocks. Randy, I did update Zoom. I unplugged myself with my chair. It's a bad thing.
Hey guys, there's a new power box over here. It might be for the business that we're looking into, since it was recent construction.
Check it out.
So without any further science rolls, I mean, it's absolutely obvious that it's new infrastructure was brought in. It's heavy duty, meant to carry a lot of electricity. There's not like a clear, like, oh, here's a keyhole box that opens up or whatever, but it just kind of gives you a sense that, oh, there's something that was added recently next to the rest of the building's infrastructure. What do you do? So you're all there gathered at the door.
You try to use the key card to get in. Give it a shot.
Yeah. So it actually, given that raise, Rocket, it just works. I mean, hell, that key card will probably open every door in the city with that kind of raise. But yeah, you just, it's just one where you're like, beep, it's cling, it goes green.
All right, Mordred, lead the way.
Go downstairs.
You open the door.
How bad does it smell in here now?
It doesn't smell bad yet, honestly, because the air is going to probably be everywhere but the stairwell for a while. Now that noted, the camera does kind of flash over to that puddle, which is now less runny water and more like viscous, snotty stuff, like something out of the Tides of Nurgle camp.
Have you seen like the movie Evolution, where the cells are just splitting and multiplying and splitting and multiplying?
Yes, exactly
that's
that.
what it looks like.
Spot on. And there's this. It starts to kind of like leach up into the vents and stuff. So yeah, that will be coming soon to a theater near you. Probably right about the time that you guys arrive down in there and you're in the middle of combat, and a dog with the sensitive nose is having a deal with that. What do? You're in the stairwell. So there's a fire extinguisher situation there, and there's some signage. It's like authorized personnel only kind of thing. And there's the stairs going down.
Grants on down the stairs.
You get down to the 5th floor, which basically is just two flights of stairs down. You get down, and there's the great big metal fire door there, and it says there's a big sort of placard there that proclaims it to be floor 5 if you didn't know where you were. And there's stairs continuing down, or there's a door.
We're gonna. Is it key card entry or is it just?
It is.
No, it's fire exit.
No. It's key card. Yeah, it's key card into the floor. Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'll scan the key card and let Mordred go in.
So you went up the fire escape to the roof, and now you're in the building by way of the maintenance in the stairway. So you scan the key card.
Go on in.
You open the door. So this opens actually into this kind of a big, heavy door, and immediately the smell of like office carpet, like reasonably new office carpet, hits you. And you find yourself in an access hallway. Look at my map. Nearby is the bank of elevators that you would have come up had you done things at all normally. I mean, but Blocks Girl got you here, right? This has been figured out. There's no signage. There's the main door. You step out, you can see the elevators. There's obviously restrooms, as based on signage. There's a water fountain between the two restrooms as well. And so that basically you've come up kind of on the edge of this building, and so you can there's doors to the left which access the main office suite, which I am trying to conjure up a map of. What do you do? It's very quiet in here, like literally almost no noise, which Red Rocket, it's a little disconcerting to you.
I have the same hearing he does, I think.
Well, and Mike Gundy.
I guess you
the two dogs.
Yeah.
No, I'm a dog. He's got that dog in him.
That's gross.
That's
a next episode.
Is anybody home?
Okay.
Just kind of start walking around the office space. I guess,
Yeah, so
looking around.
there's a hallway that basically moves the perimeter, right? And normally they can divide these sections up into suites. So you know that sort of on what would be more or less the west wall would be sort of where all the windows and all that beautiful stuff are. And there are some kind of slit-like windows, and the infrastructure is more or less on the east side of the building. So there are doors that lead in. None of them have any signs. Now, at an office complex like this, you would normally see this business, that business, whatever by the doors. They're all unlabeled, and they all have prox card readers.
Are there security cameras?
Great question. Roll for notice. Give yourself +1 since you're intentionally trying to find it. And
So that would be 5.
Yes. Yes. There you notice some conventional ones.
We're on camera.
Everybody stops like, oh shit, it's all over
Let's
now,
make it
guys.
quick, then.
Yeah.
I pull out my can of pink spray paint that I was carrying.
Nice.
You get nice. You go over and just so there's
That's,
this the camera switches to this security sort of wide angle view of this fucking hangry blocks girl just nice. Well done.
The other end of the hallway, I'm touching it, and mold is covering the other camera.
Gross. Give me a blocks. Give me a notice check, blocks at -1. But you're over in this area
Except that I'm trying to stay out of the camera sight where she's just walking up to it.
I figure I've already got to get blamed for shit.
Spray paints the camera and leave the tag underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like a big Lego block.
No, okay.
I'll use a Benny.
Okay. Use that Benny to reroll.
Yay.
Wild die saves you. So you're up there spraying into this conventional camera, and there's this really slick, tiny, super high tech off to the left, and you can almost barely see it embedded in the ceiling at the angle it is. But there's another one.
I spray paint down.
You just and you kind of look, and you're like to that as well. Fine. So that goes out. Clear that there's more than one surveillance situation going on in here.
There's more than one here.
Just keep looking for the device.
Okay. So, Rocket, what are you doing as they're kind of running around?
So I'm looking at those perimeter doors, and I'm gonna clear them with Mordred.
Okay. Give me a notice.
Standing open.
Give me a notice check real quick, please. Damn it.
18.
So you're
Notice
moving
is my
over toward
best
the
sec-
doors.
this is my best skill.
You start to actuate your robot arm, and it just it doesn't feel as connected to your musculature as it usually is. It sort of slips off, and you're like, "What the hell?" You kind of glance back as dogs can, and you notice that the harness has been unlatched, and you designed this harness to be completely it can stand up to Mach 5 or whatever you can run. Something's messed up with your gear.
What's your problem?
I think the might is back. I'm gonna unbuckle my harness and viciously fucking shake.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let my harness fall off and just fucking clock this guy.
Okay. Give me an athletics check. You're trying to viciously shake.
Supersonic shimmy.
Yeah, 5.
5. So you viciously shake. Notice on top of that, please.
It's like when you
Just
when your dog
Rocket
gets a hold of
or
a skunk.
Gundy. Just Rocket or Gundy, because they have some special ears. Jesus. Okay. So let's see what let's see what Gundy sees or hears. Okay. So Gundy is generally not aware, given that. So Rocket, you shake viciously, and you hear kind of like this, like here. This is going. You hear this off of the water fountain.
He just hit the water fountain.
You glance, and there's this little tiny, just like almost just like mite-sized something or other that just hauls ass around the corner.
Shit, I was gonna say, I got a chance to try to get him with the spray paint.
No,
I got it in my
no way.
hand.
You didn't even know he was there, so you're not aware of what's going on. You're just over spray painting cameras. This is
Everybody
happening
does
more or
now,
less at the
'cause
same time.
I'm letting everybody know that little fucker's here.
So you say this out loud.
Yeah. That mite guy or termite or whatever his stupid ass name was is here.
I'm gonna text Gundy on the phone. I'm gonna say, hey, the last time we dealt with this guy, we used pepper. Like, you got your chaw, right?
Oh yeah, of course I do. I mean, I can also. Never mind. I'll give it to Black Girl if she wants it. I'll just walk over and hand it to her. Don't start any habits.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to say it over text message.
Gotcha.
Now, can you help me rebuckle this real quick, Mordred?
But texting back like what? What is it?
I mean, like last time we dealt with this guy, we used pepper because he got Rocket's nose.
Do I know what he is?
He's a mite.
I would assume. Give me a common knowledge roll. Give me a common knowledge roll. I'll tell you what you know about this guy, about this thing.
Fix up Rocket's
He's
ears.
a shitty Ant-Man. You know, you're
Gundy.
a fan.
Okay, yeah. So look.
You read his comics.
I think I hated this guy actually.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say with that, I think that you start. I don't know what you did.
Is it somebody I know and don't like?
You know him. Yeah, he's an animal science guy. And he was attempting to sort out a parasite control mechanism, and he accidentally combined himself in some kind of scientific procedure with an ear mite. And it obviously drove him crazy, and now he's known for things like going into the ears of people and then reinflating himself to regular size and causing them to burst. It's kind of like one of his most gnarly things.
rude.
Well, guess what? I just summoned a swarm of lady beetles because they eat mites.
Okay.
This
So
is gonna go well for somebody.
so this thing bounces off the water fountain.
As soon as you said it's the mite, it's coming out of me, out of my.
So you're there, and I like to think, Gundy, like something weird happens with your eyes when you do this. So it's like clear, and maybe your mullet starts to kind of like flap around a little. So you summon up these beetles that start kind of coming out of all kinds of different places. All right, so that's your action this round. Rocket, what are you doing? Because you're the only other one at the moment that's aware of this situation. What are you doing?
Having Mordred help me reattach my harness.
Okay, so you're not going to really move. You're going to let Mordred do that. Mordred, that's your action. We'll come back to Block's Girl, spray painting cameras. You glance back, and you start to see all these bugs coming out of nowhere. You might have heard the exchange, but I'm going to say that you're kind of disconnected from it. But what do you do? How do you react to the situation?
Well, I think the cameras are taken care of, so I'm gonna jump down and try to see if we can get in one of these doors.
Okay.
Keycard.
I'll take care of mite while you guys are doing it.
Okay. Yeah. So there's these bugs coming out. You kind of just like hop off you kind of reaching up and you just scan your prox card. You open the door, and there's a wall there. It's like some kind of prefab, like serious, like Kevlar. You just like proper reinforced wall, as you might find in a data center kind of environment, maybe like high tech shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a main entrance, but probably these doors along the periphery, maybe some of them just are meant to be closed.
Okay. I'll try a different one.
And for the record, yes, probably. That card would not open the door, but this is superhero time, and they hacked the hell out of it, so it can open whatever. It could open Pandora's box for all I care. So you're making your way around. There's an obvious blocks as you're moving along. So there's this sort of along the perimeter hallway. There's some plants up there that might indicate like, oh, okay, like this is kind of where they expect people to come out, which is where the main elevators come up. There's a couple elevator banks in this building. I think what you probably pass is like the service elevator. So you're head that direction. Spectral Avenger, what are you doing?
Well, since they're trying to find the main entrance into the room, I'm just going to poke my head through the wall.
Oh, nice. Okay. How does that work? You just do it? Or is there a thing you have to do?
No, I just do it. I'm naturally intangible.
Okay. So you pass.
If I want to be tangible, I have to do something.
Oh, this is going to be good. All right. So I'm going to give you an encounter of your own. So you're going to pass through the wall and you're going to leave like some snot dripping down. I'm going to assume you go through the wall that blocks, like Blocks Girl opens it and is like, just walks away. And you sort of shrug and just walk through that wall. Yep. Okay. Mordred, you're accounted for. All right. So let's talk about this beetle situation. So the camera flashes, and there's this moment where there's this mite moving his way. He's like that tall. He's a little taller than a mini at his smallest. Actually, he's probably, if he can get in your ear, he's about like that. Suddenly, these beetles start flying in from everywhere and kind of creeping up from all the crevices and under the carpet. So you see him just like, and he releases his power, which allows him to be that small. And so suddenly there's this man dressed in the most obnoxious costume. It's like a red bodysuit, almost like a morph suit, then only his face shows. And he's got two really stupid antennae. And he's now covered with these beetles. And he's swatting them off and cursing. And Rocket and Gundy are just kind of like looking around the corner at him. He's in the hallway.
Oh, no. I got something for that.
Okay, so let's do that. Rocket and Gundy, let's have you guys take this.
Gundy.
Oh, no, that's the wrong button. I have to do the actual gun itself. Hold on.
Oh, Jesus. You get him with the void. You get him with the void casters?
No, I didn't really that. I brought my pistol.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Oh! As soon as he gets bigger, bam!
So he's swatting these beetles, and he's like, motherfucker! Just like, and he kind of looks up, and his eyes are this big. So give me the damage, please, for that, and you're gonna get some bonus damage as well.
45. Malt liquor.
What is? Oh, that was the.
Oh, okay, wait. Shooting
damage.
rolls 9. Okay, you're right. So 17.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
17 was the damage.
All right. So so that sucks for him in a lot of ways.
Torturing bugs, you little fucker.
So you shoot him, and his head goes back, and you hit him in this sort of the Kevlar, because obviously he's got a super suit or whatever, but his head goes back, and he just falls down, and you think for a second he might be dead, and he looks up, and his eye is like completely just inflamed and popped, and he obviously took a wound. But he's still, he's going to spend his Benny.
That's what I get for not double tapping, damn it.
To not be shaken. So he will be able to act. Blocks.
So he's on the ground,
yeah,
right?
Rocket, yes. Would you like to...
I'm going to run over, and I'm just start ripping electrics out of his little fucking backpack.
So...
You can go small now, motherfucker. It's like...
Nice, okay. So roll around. Give me, that's going to be, let's say athletics, representing the, or no. Let's use fighting. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
I just want to point out that I did no magic, no special powers for that. It was just a bullet.
We're going to spend a Benny.
Okay.
I want to fuck this guy up. Hey,
Nice.
As soon as Mordred closed the last clasp on his little gear, he just took off and beat the hell out of that guy.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me open this guy. God, Roll20 is very slow when you run 2 instances of it. If anybody out there knows the people that run Roll20, talk to them about that. Give me a second. I'm just looking for his parry. You had a 5.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
That's gonna be no. So you come in. He's laying kind of prone for a second. He's kind of shaking it off like, and you go in to grab it, and he just sort of jinks to the side, rolls over toward the wall. So he's still down, but he avoids your attack. So now the two of you are kind of faced off.
Then I'm gonna extra action and run and whirlwind him.
Oh shit! In the hallway. Do it. Okay. Okay. What's his resistance roll? Remind me. It's strength or something.
Yeah, it's something like that. Let me find
Jesus,
my
come on.
powers.
Could it be something other than strength? Could it be
Could
like?
be, but it's
Oh,
not.
that's my bite. That's not.
I don't want to be that guy, but how many of us are caught in that too?
Nobody, because I can make it as small as I want.
Yep.
All right. Good.
It's not fucking pulling out my powers. What the fuck? I had them all typed out, but now they're gone.
Of course, he might get flung at you.
Yeah, that might happen. Let me try to reopen my character sheet. I had all my powers
Yeah.
typed on there. No, they're
Having a weird little
Weirdness.
situation where it doesn't want to roll for me here. It wants to just
Oh, there
show.
they are. It was just minimized. All right.
God damn it. Let's go. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's strength.
Okay. So he's got to win. And I will say in advance, if he doesn't win, he's going to re-roll with a Benny. That would bring him down to 1.
He
You
just
know.
has to make the strength.
Okay. So yeah, you do. I'm just gonna. This whirlwind comes up, tears up the carpet, and so there's flaps of carpet flapping around. You fling him on a wall and against the other wall, and at one point or another, he does this kind of weird parkour thing where he braces himself between the wall, and then he proceeds to just go. And all these little weird bugs start shooting out. That's one of his main things. But because you're using his power, I'm just going to assume that physics says all those bugs are just like flying around. So you're still at
I'm sure all Thor's beetles are getting thrown everywhere too.
Yes, yeah, beetles and weird little ear mites. Yeah, so there's this chaos going on. Gundy, I'm going to give you we'll go one more round, then we'll come back to the rest of the team. Go to the ghost next. What are you going to do?
You're muted.
Ooh, you got a Benny.
You're muted.
Still muted.
You're still
There you
muted.
I'm
There you are.
Start over.
He's like, I'm chewing.
let's see.
Nice. So you catch him in this moment of parkour where he's like, ah, and he seems stunned by the fact that his attack is getting caught up, and you shoot him. Give me some damage. Oh, wow. Okay. So right at. So he's got a decision to make. So his last. Yeah, no. I think he's in the midst of this. You catch him off guard. Kapow! You drop him. He hits the ground. He's just going to soak the wound. Oh. Come on now. Did that come through? Yes. Okay. So you shoot him. The Kevlar takes the most of it, but you do see some blood, and he loses his parkour stance and falls to the ground. At which point, Rocket, how long does your whirlwind last?
It would only do that turn.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So it's
I can
dissipated.
keep it going, but I won't. Yeah.
So like all these bugs that have been flown up in the ground, he hits the ground. He's like, oh, and they just start kind of like pelting him as they fall back down because your whirlwind has gone off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Let's come back to the blocks and Mordred. So what are you guys doing?
I've just kept trying doors to talk. I want it open.
You hear all this behind you. Still just like, yeah, it's whatever. You got it. Okay. So you guys come around, kind of round this corner of the service hallway, and you see, in fact, the main entrance. And there's this, great big sign with the logo for the hosting company there, emblazoned. And then there is, in fact, a set of really beautiful wooden doors, but that are obviously reinforced.
does our card work for that one?
Yeah, because of that raise and because it's a silly superhero. Yeah, you're just like, beep, and it's like, clink, clack. Okay. What you see when you open the door is this, and can I pop that out? Yeah, is this beautiful lobby. So you see the double doors swing open. It's like this nice kind of light, muted colored carpet with very light colored walls. There's a half moon desk there. Plants, this big cyber mega host or whatever logo there. No one is there. Broad daylight, business hours. There are a couple like really fancy, weird chairs that are kind of around the periphery where you could sit. And then there are 2 doors which apparently lead into the actual hosting facility itself. What do you do? You're
no
in this
physical
room.
Bodies. No physical
No,
people.
you do not see anyone. It's the air in here is like super cold, and there's this odd. Blox Girl's a scientist. Please give me a science roll. So you smell like this incredibly strong sort of antiseptic smell. Not normal for a data hosting place. Like really like a surgery center smell.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Not for long.
Meanwhile, the ghost. Okay, so the ghost pops through the wall. The color palette that you're experiencing, even though it's probably weird for you because you're dead, but you come through, and it's this bright, modern, bright like apple, like bright white colors, like very sterile, futuristic sort of thing, into more like the set of Aliens, like dark room, green lighting. And like sort of indirect lighting, you know, like kind of like little lighting strips here and there. Something straight out of a future that you haven't seen yet. You come through. There's a cot there, the room that you've come through. There's a little bit of a sofa where one might sit, and there's like a walk-in shower with like a rubberized floor, almost like you would have on a cruise ship. It's kind of like that. And then there's a door, which is like this metal slidey sci-fi door.
So definitely not a data center.
Well, not this room. No, it's
Is
an accommodation of some kind.
It's an apartment.
Yes, but it is literally, Eric. It's like smaller than a cabin in a. So if you're doing spatial awareness, like there's a lot more of this facility here. You're just in one small part of it. Yeah.
No, I peek through the door.
Okay, so
There's nobody in the room, I take it.
Give me a notice
did you-
check. Not that you notice.
I peek through the door.
Okay. So you move over to peek through the door, and just as your head's going through the door, you hear this kind of kerplunk sound in the rubberized room, and then you hear a "what the fuck" kind of thing as someone sees this weird half corporeal thing looking through the door. So you see a hallway. It's a long hallway. It is a raised floor, and it's more of a grating. There's all kinds of wires underneath. Again, think the set of Aliens. It's got that vibe. Lighting strips here and there. There's the whir of server equipment. And I'm going to assume that you can perceive the usual environment. This smell of antiseptic is just overwhelming. But that's where you get with this round. So we'll pop back to the front door real quick. What are you guys doing? So you're there, lobby, 2 doors.
Go to the one to the left.
Okay. You approach it. There's no reader there.
Is there a handle?
No, it's a sliding door. It's a metal door, and it's got some like engravings, kind of like feng shui looking engraving in it. Both doors are
Okay.
this way.
So there's no visible mechanism.
Correct. Give me a notice roll as you're looking around the normal spots. Oh, no. Wild die saves you on that one, man. So you're looking around, you're like where the prox card would be, and over by where the sort of the European style rocker switches are for the lights, there's just this one little metal square about the size of a postage stamp. It's the only...
Okay. I'll put the card up to that.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Mordred, what are you doing? She's waving the card for this little...
Materialize a sword and just stand there with it.
Oh, nice.
To the ground. Let me know if you need a hand.
Nice. Swords there. Got it.
So, long time ago, we had like fingerprints from Burn Finger, stuff like that. Maybe we had taken photographs, or we had his fingerprints, didn't we? Way back in the day.
Probably. I'm not going to say no because someone in the comments will beat me to death either way. So
So
let's just go with it. So let's just
I
say
would probably have on my phone because that's where I keep all my data and all that stuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to see if I can't pull up a fingerprint and use it somehow.
Okay. Give
Swipe
me
it over it.
yeah. Shit. Give me an electronics roll for the use of that, just to kind of let's see. Yeah. So you have like a subfolder of your pictures, and it's like your forensic files picture. You got all kinds of weird shit, and there's like pictures of corpses and who knows what. You do find
Well, all the science stuff that Rocket and I have been sharing back and stuff like that.
Okay, so you find a picture of his fingerprints. Now, is this fingerprints that you got from cop records, or is it his actual finger?
I think it was from his actual finger when he was in our care way back in the day.
Okay, fair. You got it. It's a picture of his. You got his fingers on his right hand. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, I try to put like his thumb up to the thing, see if that works at all.
So as you're putting your phone up there, kind of trying to, because obviously, I mean, it's literally this big, and your phone is, like a phablet. You're kind of like trying to find, and you accidentally kind of brush it with your thumb, and there's a green illumination behind it, and it's like and turns red as you kind of bump into it. And you see words appear that you didn't, there's no space for it. It's just kind of like suddenly illuminated in the wall, this like wood paneling. It says DNA mismatch.
Yeah, seems like your sword's going to be necessary.
All right, well, I'll get the suit too, and then get rid of the door.
Okay, so you do that. Okay, so this is going to take some time, which is a good opportunity to change scenes. But you tell me what this looks like. What does the camera see as Mordred just kind of dons his armor and?
I made a new picture for him, and
I know what his armor looks like. I mean, what does this scene look like as he starts to like stab into this door and all that?
Oh, he's just standing there. He was just at rest with the sword tip pointed to the ground. The suit comes up. He takes a step towards the door, checks out, and see if there's any sign of anywhere to start, and just jam it in there and then pry it open.
Okay, got it. So you do that, which I'm going to look up some rules and switch scenes. Coming back to Gundy and Rocket. So this moment where just now the ear mite has hit the ground, and there's kind of bugs all around him. Stepping out of the men's room is this guy. Common knowledge roll at -2, if you want to know who he is. He's wearing this super smart athletic fit suit, but it's got sequins on it. He's got it's like a kind of purplish color, and he's got like the perfect matching say maroon pants with like these super sweet. Rocky, you have no idea. Gundy, you have this guy's CD in Stacy. You're just like, what the actual hell? He's got a microphone, and he's got this impossibly long jaw with like this really winning smile.
I was going to ask if it was Prince, but...
No, he's still dead, even in this world, sadly. We're sad. But so he steps around the corner, and he seems a little confused. What's going on there, mate? Who are these fellas? Think about almost like The Mask, like that level of over the top. They causing problems around here? So this guy is known as the Crooner.
Oh, no.
And you fucking love him. He's a villain. He's a villain.
I love you, man.
Yeah, he's a villain, but dude, he's the best. I think everybody should just calm down. Give me a spirit checks, please, both of you. If you fail, you're going to calm straight the fuck down.
No.
Rocket's like, hell no.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Gundy, yeah, I'm thinking, like, you're just like, yeah. You need to control your dog before things get real around here, if you know what I'm saying.
I wish I could, man. Ah, God, I wish I brought my album up for you to sign.
I'd happily sign it. You notice that the earmite looks up and he shakes his head, and the crooner looks at him, and there's this moment of knowing, at which point he goes, how'd you like to hear a song with his microphone as this fucking blast wave of sound hits both of you? What is your toughness?
18.
God damn.
What?
Sad thing is, though,
I was a
where's the
dog
crooner?
meant to survive explosions, Gundy. I was a bomb dog.
Mine was not. Mine's like 9-4, whatever that is.
Mine's 18-12.
Roll20 is literally going to take like a full 10 seconds to load a character sheet for me here, so that's awesome. The crooner.
I'm a bomb dog, Gundy. I'm meant to survive. I can only be damaged by heavy weapons.
I love that the bomb dog is a corgi.
I'm just a dude.
Like, what a weird... What a weird... Oh, come on. There it is. All right, so we're going to do this.
You should do more heavy metal.
Oh, okay. So he hits you guys, and you're in a hallway. So this is like a small blast cone. So he's going to get the hallway, including the earmite. So this thing just like pushes you backwards, and your toughness, Rocket, was what?
18.
Okay. So it throws you against the wall, superhero style. You make a hole in the fucking reinforced drywall. It's just like as he hits this note. Gundy, what's your toughness?
Not that.
Okay, cool. So
9-4.
So yeah. So damage 22. So that exceeds your toughness.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah. So you're going to take a wound. So you're going to take a wound. So you can spend a Benny to make a soak roll if you want.
How many bennies do we start with?
3?
3
Unless you have extra.
So I should have one more. Okay.
You're going to be shaken as you hit the wall, like at pace.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend one to try to make a soak because that bypasses mine.
Yeah, I will. I didn't add one earlier, so I will do a soak.
Yes. So both of you just.
Where is soak? Where the hell's soak at?
It's on your
underneath fatigue. Yeah.
Okay, so you'll both be shaken though. So, and you basically, and this is you hit the wall. The mite hits the wall. We'll talk about him in a minute. The last thing you guys remember is just this like that whistle sound that happens when just like your ears can't handle the noise. Hit the wall, bam! You're in pain. Everything's swimming. And you hear, thank you very much and have a good night. And then there's this like wet sound next to you between the two of you. You can like shoot down the hallway, hit the wall. And then there's a sort of, we'll get to that in a second. So next round, you'll make a spirit roll to figure out if you can not be shaken, or you can spend a Benny and not be shaken as well. Eric.
Can I roll and then spend a Benny?
So I'm going to, yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? But Eric, what are you doing? Oh, shit. Oh, whatever. There's a ghost in there.
Well, I retreat back into the room I was where I heard the oh shit from and check out what's
Okay. So,
making that noise.
yeah, so you were looking in the hallway. You come back and look. There's a man there. He's probably 50s, reasonably decent shape. You know, gray hair, a little bit of pepper left, but mostly gray hair. Kind of thin, like he takes it like a cyclist kind of thin, or a runner, like healthy thin. He's got his pants around his ankles. He was obviously taking a dump. He's wearing scrubs. And he's standing up with his pants around his ankles because he's now face to face with a ghost. What do you do?
I'm gonna mind control him.
Okay. What's he do? How does that work?
Well, he gets to make a
Right.
I think
spirit.
it's smarts, contested smarts.
Yeah,
roll.
yeah. So yeah, smarts. I said it. All right. So let's see if Roll20 will let me do this. Yeah. Okay. All right, James, roll a d6. If it's over 3, he's going to spend a Benny. Otherwise, he's just seen a ghost and he was not quite finished pooping. Okay, he wasn't finished pooping. He's seen a ghost. You got him. He's like, and then suddenly his jaw goes slack and his pupils are just like, and he's like, oh.
Tell me who you are and what you're doing here.
Dr. James Hannity, implant surgeon. He's not speaking, though. That's the fun part, because like the camera sees.
What implants are you working on?
Cerebral implants for our God and Savior, Ignatius VILE. I wish I could do that. I wish I could talk while making it. Somebody take a screenshot of me. I'll put that. Anyway,
You
yeah.
need to learn ventriloquism.
Yeah, I should invest some points in that when I get some.
You need to finish your business, and then you're going to show me all of your research and notes.
He literally right then shits.
That was very kind of you.
He's just like into his own pants because they're around his ankles.
Okay.
The pitfalls of mind control. I'm sorry, but
That's okay. I need to be more.
What was the
More
second thing he was
descriptive.
supposed to do?
And then you're going to show me all of your research.
Okay, so here's what happens. You say this. He shits down into his scrub pants, and he goes for the door. And this pants still down around his ankles.
That's
Garrett, you
fine.
missed that. It was really good. So he's just like waddling along with his pants around. He's got Crocs on, you know, like surgical kind of. He has now the rest of his turds that he was trying to get rid of are in his pants that are around his ankles, and he's doing the weird walk. He opens the door and steps out into the hallway.
Is
Would
this
you
the
like
hallway
to?
where the fight's going on?
There's no fight. You don't hear anything yet.
Good. It's a source of E. coli I
Well,
can call on.
no, you don't hear anything, quite honestly, because of this is.
I was going to ask that, but you said it was reinforced. And
Yeah, and there's noise canceling. There's all that jazz in here. Like it is
Okay.
properly reinforced, meant to withstand like a nuke kind of thing. It's that level of reinforcement
Okay,
So
so I have no idea what's going on outside of this space.
at all. Correct.
Got it.
Moving on, Mordred. Okay,
I
so
fired off a question to you. I wanted to ask if I could use a Benny to do a power trick where I temporarily get the ability for my melee power to just ignore the defenses of structures, like anything that's inanimate.
fuck yeah.
All
Why
right.
not? Spend that, Benny James. So what happens? So what happens? That's great.
Like I said, he just takes a minute to center himself and then just slices through the door like in 2 strokes, so it's just like that. And
So I
just
love
falls
this.
in.
So Blocks is like dorking around with the thing, and she's like, I guess your sword is going to be, and she just kind of like walks aside and rolls her eyes, I think. And then you step in and just like, "Bleh." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to stop this session, just because we're right at 9 o'clock. But it did bring us back to a point where we probably might have gotten to before, but I'm happy that we didn't, because this has been fun. Next session, we will figure out exactly what's in this place. We will figure out exactly what the squishing sound was that flopped down next to Gundy and Rocket. And we will learn a little bit more probably about the crooner. Thanks for tuning in.
Till I give him strep throat and he can't sing.
I love that you're just like you're like a giant you're like a Wuhan lab on legs. Anyway, thanks guys for tuning in to Myth Brigade. It's been a minute. Keep your eyes open because we're doing a lot more stuff. So we've got Pendragon coming up on Tuesday. We have Vampire the Masquerade campaign starting, we think, the following week. It's going to be good times, and we will be back in a couple Sundays to figure out where this shit show goes. Cheers. Thanks, guys, for playing. I am happy to be back doing this stuff. So
I mean, this is the only show I'm in, so it's okay.
Yet, just wait for it. There's more shows. There's more shows.